Hey guys, Ash here coming at you today from Raid Shadow Legends. Welcome to the video, guys. Hopefully it finds you all doing well. Glad to have you here chilling with me, talking a little bit of Raid Shadow Legends, guys. Hey, listen, I've fallen off on my raid game, like on my account in the game, and I want to talk about why. The reason I'm making this video is because my hunch is that maybe some of you guys are in the same boat that I am right now, which is rather complacent when it comes to gearing, when it comes to artifacts, right? So if I had to assess my entire account, obviously I've been playing for years and years and years. I've spent a lot of money on this game. I'm pretty stacked when it comes to champions in this game. But if there's one area where I actually lag behind other players, my peers, if you will, right? People in the same kind of level of account as me, I would say it is 100% my artifact. And again, I want to kind of make this video, you know how when you want to like lose weight or eat better, some people like post it out there on social media, right, to hold themselves accountable.
I'm gonna get it done today. Tomorrow.
That's exactly what I'm doing today, because I need to change a few things in my raid game. And again, let me know if you fall in the same category as I do. So I want to start with
$60, please.
Probably the most obvious, and I have to say, man, I'm embarrassed to admit this right now, but I slack on my Doom Tower Forge material raiding, farming, you know? And there's really not a big excuse, especially for me, right? Someone who, you know, I've cleared most of the stuff in the game. So all I really need to do is get better for clan wars, right? It's all about clan wars. Eventually, I'm going to need to have much better artifacts than I do on my account. So now that they add the quick battles to clan boss, I'm saving like a half an hour, 40 minutes a day off of that. You'd think maybe, just maybe, I could apply that time saving to actually farming up materials in Doom Tower, but I haven't been.
Is there anyone in this show just kind of lies there and does nothing?
There's the baby in the manger.
I call baby in the manger.
Only on Dark Fae, and really, that should not be the case at all. So let's take a look at the 3 Doom Tower rotations really quickly, and I'm going to tell you my strategy in terms of the gear that I'm going to go for. So rotation 1 is the Frost Spider. I'm going to farm the Frost Spider. We have Magma Dragon, Scarab King, Nether Spider, and Frost Spider. I actually think that Frostbite, for me in the end game, is the best set out there and one of the most underrated sets in this rotation, right? Other than that, my favorite 2 sets in all of Doom Tower, unfortunately, only come in the 3rd rotation. It sucks that neither of them are in rotation 2. So rotation 2, Magma Dragon, Celestial Griffin, Nether Spider, and Eternal Dragon. Again, I actually think that Guardian gear from the Celestial Griffin is going to be the way to go. So I'm going to be spending most of my multi-battles, most of my super raids, all of them actually, on the Griffin. And on, again, the Frost Spider. So Frost Spider, Griffin on rotation 3, or 2, excuse me. And this is the issue. On rotation 3, we have Dreadhorn and Dark Fae. That sucks because Lethal is really good, and I think that Fortitude is arguably the 2nd best set in all of Doom Tower. 2-piece set, 40 resistance, 10% defense to your champion. That's from Bommel the Dreadhorn. But of course, Bommel and Dark Fae are on the same rotation. This is not new news here, I know, but I'm gonna complain anyway, right?
Sure, I'm flattered, maybe even a little curious, but the answer is no.
I need to spend all my gear or all my resources on lethal gear, right? Because lethal is so much easier to farm and better than savage gear. I could sit here and burn 10,000 energy on Fire Knight's castle and walk away with maybe 1, maybe none, maybe 5. Just too much RNG involved in terms of good savage gear pieces. On lethal, I can use all my battles and guarantee that I'll be getting a few nice pieces there. I'll be using all my rank and rarity charms and my crit rate substat charms as well, right? So it's hard not to go Dark Fae all the time, which is probably the reason I have like no good Fortitude gear. What I'm probably gonna do is like, I don't know, 7 days or 6 days out of the week, I'll do lethal and 1 day I'll do Fortitude. But either way, guys, I'm farming maybe, to be totally honest, maybe 1 day a week right now. I'm using my battles in Doom Tower, and that's been the case for years, or for a year at least for me.
We got work. I don't really want to do the work today. I don't really want to do the work today.
As I said, I've been slacking. And my gears, my artifact they're falling behind my peers, man. So I can't have this. Not with Clan Wars coming around. So I'm reinvigorated. I'm reinvigorated. We know there's going to be the biggest update in the history of the game, even bigger than Doom Tower coming. I want to be prepared. I don't want to be complacent. Okay? So that's what I want to do. The second thing I want to do in terms of my gear, and I do have some good gear, by the way, obviously, but it's all limited to my very best champions, right? So if we look at like who's geared really well, I guess Yumeko, Harima, I'm really proud of, right? I've got her geared out. Really great nuker. 100 to 262. Defense 7,500. 222 speed as well. So I really love my Harima build. I really love my Yumeko build, right? But after that, there's a massive, massive drop-off, right? I mean, I have a hunch that the new content is going to require more than the 10 champions I'm using right now.
Who told you about it?
You know, I exaggerate a little bit, but I need better gear across the board. I feel like you look at endgame players, end-to-end game players, and they're rocking really, really good gear. So what are the things I'm looking for in terms of gear here? Well, obviously, forgetting the sets for just a moment here, the big one is going to be crit damage with crit damage, Ascension. So I'm going to go through I'm going to make sure that I'm farming overnight on my Phantom Grove for my accessories and my Sand Devil. I'm going to make sure that I'm not running low on oils like I perpetually seem to be, right? I'm going to be doing that overnight now. And I'm going to be going through all of my stuff. And I'm going to be looking for two things primarily. Crit damage on crit damage to really min-max my nukers. And then speed on the boots, right? Speed on speed, crit damage on crit damage. And then in terms of the accessories, crit damage right here, right? Do I have enough to fully upgrade this? No, see? I'm slacking again. I'm slacking, guys.
Why? Why am I like this?
I'm looking for crit damage on crit damage amulets, right? Furthermore, gonna focus obviously on banners as well, right? On banners, I want to make sure that I have accuracy on accuracy or resistance on resistance. So those are gonna be like my main priorities. After that, it's pretty intuitive. A lot of the times, I'm gonna want defense percentage on defense percentage or HP, more survivability. So I'm really gonna be paying a lot of attention and really dedicating myself to ascending all of my accessories and my artifacts. The last thing, and this is where I've been slacking probably the most in my entire account, really two areas. This isn't necessarily artifact or accessory related, guys, but man, I'm sure a lot of you guys are in the same boat as me, but I never do Iron Twins. Gonna try to do Iron Twins. Try. It's probably gonna be my last priority, but I really need to pick up the pace a little bit on my blessings and stuff like that, right? But, you know, I neglect dungeons, man. It's really bad. I found myself, and let me know if you're in the same boat as me, I found myself relying so much on Stone Skin gear and Forge Pass gear, right, that I really barely ever farm unless I need to or for a fusion or a fragment summon. Now listen, we're all limited. I don't have infinite energy, nor does anybody in this game. So obviously we're gonna be somewhat limited there. So I'm gonna prioritize first and foremost my Doom Tower, getting really good Forge artifacts in ascending them. That's going to be my first priority because that does not cost energy other than the ascension. After that, if I ever have any leftover stuff, I'm really going to actually take the time to look at the 3x drops, specifically in Fire Knight. Regeneration, I could probably use some better regen gear, but it's probably not my first priority either, but Fire Knight Castle is going to be because I want crit damage and I want Savage. I just talked about how Savage is tough, especially right now. You don't know, but there's a lot of good gear in Fire Knight's Castle. Again, crit damage especially as well. So I want to definitely allocate a lot of my extra time, my extra energy to Fire Knight's Castle, specifically when there's a very compelling event or tournament going on in the game, right? So I do want to go in here, like, what do we have right now? Fire Knight turn attack, using certain Demon Spawn, Undead Horde, Dark Elves, Night Revenant. I hate, I'm such a complainer, I'm sorry, but I hate the faction-specific tournaments, man. I don't like them, but the rewards are on point, right? I actually do have decent Relentless gear. Like, the only set that I feel like I have a decent of on my account, but eventually I want to get my hands on a mythical champion or two, and I'm going to need to farm more quartz, more primal shards. So, for an example, maybe taking the time to actually make a team, getting better regeneration gear at the same time, getting my hands on a mythical champion or two. I still don't have any mythicals. So anyway, guys, that's what I want to do. I am recommitting myself to Raid Shadow Legends. And again, I'm making this video just to put it out there. I've been slacking. My game is off. My game is weak right now. And I'm going to get strong because I want to be ready for the big content. I want to be ready for Clan Wars as well. So I'm going to start just using the stuff they give me for free anyway every day.
Bad idea.
I'm going to use my classic arena battles, my faction wars. I always do faction wars every day. I'm very good about that. Glyph farming is one area where I excel in, but everything else I slack. So I want to make sure I do all of that. That way I'm ready for the new content, guys. I'm starting to get pumped, starting to get prepared. Let me know if I've been able to motivate you just a little tiny bit as well. Or maybe you don't need any motivation. Maybe you're already motivated. Let me know in the comments below, guys. Thank you for watching. And as always, take care, guys.